Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about something a little bit more personal than I usually would. I'm actually going to talk about my eye condition. So I was born with a rare eye condition called Nystagmus, and pretty much what that is like your eyes constantly move. So I'll actually bring up on Google a definition just so I don't get it wrong. And there's different types of nystagmus, and you know, different ways that you can get it. But mine was I was just born with it. You know, there's other things like when people are in like really severe car accidents and they have some sort of like head trauma, that can cause it, because it's like you know, like a brain, like a cognitive type thing. There's also things like people can actually make their eyes shake as well, like you know, it's like a party trick type thing. But yeah, I don't like that. But hang on, why can't I find like a good? Okay, so according to Google, so watch my eyes. Like when I read this, you'll see that my eyes are moving. You'll probably see it anyway. So nystagmus is a vision condition in which the eyes make repetitive, uncontrolled movements. These movements often result in reduced vision and depth perception and can affect balance and coordination. These involuntary eye movements can occur from side to side, up, down, or in circular pattern. So mine just go side to side, but yeah, as it says, some people just go up and down, some people just go in circular. Circular is quite rare, but yeah, mine's quite, you know, like one of the normal ones that just go side to side. Yeah, so I was, as I said, I was born with nystagmus. I think I was diagnosed about 6 months old. My mum took me to we used to do like family photo shoots, and yeah, we were getting like, obviously I was a baby, I was getting baby photos taken, and the photographer was, you know, trying to get my attention, and I kept looking at her like through the side of my eye. And Mum's like, oh, you know, like she doesn't tend to like look at people straight on. And the photographer was like, oh, I think you should get that checked out. Like, you know, she should be able to like look at me. Like, you know, most babies 6 months old can look straight. And Mum's like, oh yeah, okay. So she got me checked out, and yeah, it turns out that I have nystagmus. So that was fun. I got my first pair of glasses at 3 years old. They were so cute. Like, they're like little round circles, like they're little gold frames, and they were like probably like that big. I think I still have them. Actually no, I think my mum has them, but they were so cute, like the littlest things. But yeah, I got them when I was 3, and I have worn glasses my whole life. A lot of people ask me why don't I get contacts. I don't think contacts would work very well for me. Like, I've read mixed reviews on contact lenses and nystagmus, and I don't know, I don't think it would really help at all. Like, there's no cure for nystagmus, like there's no surgery that you can get or anything like that. It's just, you know, it's what it is. It's also like a lack of muscle behind the eye, which I didn't actually touch on. In that definition it didn't say, but it's caused by like a lack of muscle behind my eye. So like, my muscles don't pull my eye so it like stays straight. Like there's not enough, so my eye has to shake to actually focus. So yeah, I don't think contact lenses would really fix that. And some people have said that they've got like laser eye surgery to like help the vision side of it, and yeah, it doesn't, the results aren't good enough to actually want to go out there and get that surgery done, because the amount of the money that you pay for that and the results, it wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, so I just stick with glasses. And these days, like, you can get a lot of trendy looking glasses. Back when I was younger, there wasn't that much option. It was really, the only thing that you could choose was the colour, but the whole frames were like pretty basic. So pretty lucky nowadays that, you know, you can get different looking frames, and these are probably my most trendiest ones, Vogue. Yeah, So that's pretty good. So I guess I'll talk to you about like life with nystagmus. So when I was younger, my eyes would shake a lot. Like I could feel them shaking. Like I knew that they were shaking. But as I aged, I don't know why, maybe my muscle just like developed a bit more in the back of my eye. But yeah, as I aged, it got less. Like it wasn't as noticeable, and which is, you know, really good, because it was pretty bad. Like it doesn't hurt, it's not uncomfortable and like that. I just know that they're shaking. And when I actually put my finger on my eyelid, when my eyes close, I can actually feel my eyes, you know, moving around in there. So it's pretty interesting. I did get bullied a lot when I was a kid, which is, you know, really sad and quite traumatic, but, you know, anyone who looks different would get bullied. But yeah, unfortunately that happened. Yeah, so, you know, that's what happens. You know, kids are mean and that's what they do, and unfortunately I just had to deal with that. But as I said, as I got older, like it got less, and you know, there were still kids who do continue to bully me, but you know, they're not in my life anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. You know, I've got a pretty good career going for me. I don't feel like nystagmus has held me back at all. Like I've danced since I was 5, and that, I don't think nystagmus affected that at all. You know, obviously some things like I'm not a very good turner, because I can't, you know, when you're a dancer and you turn, you're supposed to keep your head here and then whip your head back around and look straight again to like keep your balance. But my eyes I just can't focus like that. So that's you know, the challenge. But I never did any like competitive dancing or anything like that, so that didn't really affect me. I only did it like for fun and for fitness. Then, so yeah, that was fine. That didn't really get affected. But yeah, like I wasn't really held back from anything. I will say I'm not very good at ball sports, because I can't judge how close a ball is coming to me. So often if someone throws me a ball and I'm not like completely ready for it, I tend to like do these ones, and you like completely miss the ball, or I go to reach over here for the ball, but the ball's like actually, you know, further away from me, because I can't always judge, you know, like depth perception. Like I can't always like judge how close it is to me. So yes, that was difficult during like PE, like physical education at schools and all that sort of stuff, because that was always like compulsory, and you know, you always had to you know, participate. Yeah, so yeah, teachers always made me participate in those sort of sports. And I would often, if my mum's watching this, I'm sorry, but I would often like write a note from my mum and like forge her signature to say that I was sick, or like, you know, I was injured or something like that, so that I didn't have to play ball sports, because I wasn't good at it, I couldn't do it. Sorry, Rob's messaging me. You know, like I just didn't want to go through that, you know, like embarrassment. Like, yeah, I used to like be like, oh, I don't want to play ball sports, you know, just try to be cool, but like really I just couldn't, like I literally couldn't catch a ball, so I didn't like to do it. And so yeah, I just forged my mum's signature and say that I was unable to participate in, you know, whatever PE activity it was, you know, football or soccer. Soccer I was good at, because you just had to kick it, you didn't have to catch anything, so that was okay. But anything where they would throw a ball at me and I had to catch it, I just couldn't. Yeah, I wasn't good at that. Yeah, so that was challenging. But yeah, besides that, nothing else really held me back. But there is quite a few challenges that come with nystagmus, like not only, you know, ball sports and that sort of stuff, but things like, you know, like when I'm in the shopping centre and someone I know will walk past and they'll wave at me, like I don't always see that. Like if I'm not actually, you know, expecting that person to be there or looking for that person, I don't generally see it. it's like sort of like tunnel vision. Like I don't, if I'm not thinking about it or I'm not expecting it, then I'm probably not going to see it. Like even if I'm looking at that person and they're waving at me, like I don't always see it. Like it's weird. Like I'm looking at them, but I'm not seeing it. Like it's so strange. But I've actually had a few people say to me like, oh, you know, I saw you in the shops the other day and I was waving at you and you looked straight at me, but then you kept walking, and I'm so sorry, I didn't see you. Like I might have looked at you, but I didn't actually see you. And so some people take that as me being rude or, you know, something like that. But I actually didn't see you. Like, you know, if anyone's watching this and I've done that to you, I'm sorry. Like I literally haven't seen you. Like, yeah, so that's a bit challenging. Another thing is, I get this all the time. I can't pick up if someone is shaking their head, you know, like when you say like yes or no, I can't see that. So if someone goes like this or like this to me, my eyes don't pick that up. Like I have to really, like if they do like an exaggerated like yes or like a no, then I can see that. But if it's just like one of those like, oh yeah, like I can't pick that up. So sometimes at work, so I'm working now at Brisbane Airport, I've had passengers and I'll ask them a question and they just go, oh, and I'm like, I didn't see you do anything and I didn't get a verbal response. So I sort of just like sit there like looking at them like, are they going to respond? And then they're like, yes. And I'm like, oh, sorry, like I didn't pick up that you nodded, so I didn't know. Like I don't say that to them, but in my head I'm saying that, and to them I'm just like, oh yeah, like they probably think I'm stupid or something like that. But I like didn't pick up them nodding, so like I didn't know what they said, if they said yes or no. Like they could have shook their head and I was like, oh okay, so they said yes. But it's, yeah, so that's tricky. That doesn't happen often. And people sometimes, yeah, they sometimes get frustrated because they're like, yes, I said yes, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't see you nod, sorry. And but yeah, oh, another thing is, if I'm in like a conversation with a few people and I'm standing next to someone, so like say I'm in like, you know, like a circle and there's someone standing across from me, but then there's also people standing either side of me, and they say, instead, like they might not say my name, they might not say, oh hey Caitlin, blah blah blah, they might just say something, and then I don't know if it's directed at me or people either side of me because I can't exactly see where their eyes are pointing. So I'm like, you know, I've been caught in situations where someone's talking to the person next to me and I've just been like, oh yeah, and like answered, and they're like, oh, I was talking to, and I'm like, oh okay, sorry. Like I've just like completely interrupted the conversation when they've actually been talking to the person next to me, but it looked like they were looking at me, so that's awkward. But yes. Yeah, so another thing would be so like I'm gonna get the definition because I always say it wrong. There's this thing that people with nystagmus do, and you might have picked it up in my videos. I try not to do it, but it's, you know, it's a thing. It's when I think it's called, hang on, let me just get, I think it's called the null spot, like N-U-L-L, I think that's what they call it. Yes. Okay, the null spot or the null point is, it's usually my right side because my right eye is actually much stronger than my left. It used to be like a massive difference, but now my left eye is actually catching up to my right, which is, I think, a good thing. But if I'm having trouble focusing, like looking forward, I will often look at the corner of my right eye and my head will go that way. So I'm actually looking at you, but my head's facing that way. So people sometimes think I'm like looking at someone else, but I'm actually like still looking at them, but I'm just, you know, my eyes are going, like my eyes are just struggling to like look when I'm forward. So I'll just like, it's like an automatic thing. Like I don't actually do it. It's just an automatic thing where I just go like that and I'll just be looking at the corner of my eye. That just sort of helps, like it's my strong side, I guess. Like it just helps me see what's in front of me rather than having my head forward. But another thing is, I find it really hard to, not so much now, I think I've sort of like trained myself to do it, but when I was younger I found it really hard to actually keep my head straight. Like I would often do this or do that, like I just couldn't keep my head straight. Or the other thing I used to do, in a lot of my old school photos, you would see it, like if I had them with me I'd show you, I would do this and look out the bottom of my eyes, and I've noticed that I've done that a few times in my previous videos. I like can't judge how high or low I need to put my head, or like, you know, sideways, so I'll like overdo it and have my chin too high and I'll be looking down because it's like hard for me to judge, you know, where I need to have my head. So I could be doing it right now and I don't even know because I don't actually have a viewfinder on my camera, so it's that's even worse. Like that really makes it hard. But yeah, that's something that I've had trouble with, and I had to teach myself in photos, you know, like put your chin down so that you're not doing these ones, because a lot of my school photos when I was younger, I was always doing this and I'm like, you know, like big cheesy grin, but I'm looking up. And some people thought that was cute, like, oh, she's kind of like, yeah, being cheesy, but I literally just thought I had my head in a normal position, but I didn't. Like my head was way too far up. And yeah, people used to say, oh, put your chin down, and I'd put it down, but I'm still like, like, you know, in an awkward position. But I'm not sure why that happens, but I guess because I can't judge, I don't know. Yeah, it's just always been a thing. Yeah. But what else can I talk about? Yeah, I had a list. What else? Oh, where did it go? Oh, that's what I should talk about. So generally my eyes don't shake, like, I mean, sorry, they shake all the time, but you know, on a day-to-day basis they don't shake like rapidly, like, so they'll just do like a constant like little shake. But when I'm tired or stressed or, you know, anything like that, or or drunk, they go crazy, like, and it's really hard, like, especially when I'm tired and I'm, you know, driving or something like that, my eyes just go insane, and that's when my null spot really comes in, and that's when I will really be looking out the side of my eye, and like it's, yeah, that's really bad. Like, actually I think I've taken a video of my eyes doing that, so if I have the video, I'll insert it, but I'm not sure if I kept it. Sometimes I just like to see, like, I can't pick it up in a mirror. If I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I can't pick my eyes shaking, but if I record it and then watch it back, then I can see it. But yeah, so sometimes I like to just record to see like what my eyes are actually doing and see what other people are seeing. And yeah, so I've actually filmed myself before, yeah, having, you know, when I was really tired and I was having trouble watching, I think I was trying to watch the TV and I was really having trouble watching it, and I could feel my eyes just going insane, and I was like, oh, I'll just record it and see what they look like, and I was like, oh wow, like, they're going crazy. Yeah, so if I have a video I'll put it in, but yeah, when I'm tired, when I'm stressed at all, or I'm like anxious, they tend to shake a lot more. And you know, even things like when I first meet people who I don't know, I get quite nervous, so then they do shake, and then I'm thinking about like, oh my god, can they see them shaking? So then that sort of makes them shake even more, which is probably, you know, that's not that good. And I try not to look people in the eye, You know, that's, some people take that offensively. They're like, oh, why isn't she looking me in the eye? But like, I can't really look you in the eye, and two, I don't want you to see that my eyes are shaking. So, you know, don't take offense to that. If I don't look you in the eye, it's not me being rude and me like not wanting to look at you. It's just because I might not be able to, you know, focus on your eyes. So I tend to like, even like when I'm filming, like I won't just look at the camera, I'll look over there and then I'll look over there. I'm not looking at anything, I'm literally just trying to take my eyes off focus so that you aren't seeing that I'm shaking my eyes all the time. Yeah, so that's fun. I was going to talk about something else now, I forgot. One thing I can talk about. So, I can drive a car. I know that like quite a few people with nystagmus don't drive because it, you know, it can be quite dangerous. I passed all the eye tests to get my driver's license, so yeah, and no one said, oh, you know, you can't drive, so I just did it. Yeah, but yeah, actually one thing I can talk about is school, I guess. That's a good one. So during, like, you know, going to schools and all that, so like during my schooling times, I found it really challenging because, you know, like most of the time you're reading a blackboard or a whiteboard and stuff like that, and the board is not that close to where you sit on the desks, and to be cool, everyone sat at the back of the room, like no one wanted to sit at the front, and a lot of my friends sat, I wasn't cool at all, like I wouldn't call myself popular or anything like that, but like a lot of my friends sat near the back, and so obviously I wanted to sit with them, so I would sit there, but I couldn't see the board. Like seriously, most of my schooling life I struggled to really learn anything. Like, I mean, like I learned everything, but like it was hard. Like I would either be copying off whoever was next to me, or just not even writing down anything that's on the board because I like literally couldn't see it. Like, I think my teachers thought I was maybe lazy and I didn't want to do the work, but I just couldn't see it, and I wasn't confident enough to go up to them and be like, hey, like, can I sit closer to the front, or can you maybe write it out for me? Like I didn't feel confident enough to do that. Like I was really embarrassed. Like when I was younger, I knew nothing about my eye condition. Like I didn't even know what it was called. Like not until I was about 12 did I start actually researching what nystagmus was. Like people would say, like kids would say, oh, why are your eyes shaking? And I would just say, I don't know, because like I literally didn't know. Like I knew that it was a condition, but I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know what it was caused. I didn't know anything. So that was hard. Like to say to the teachers, like they wouldn't have. I didn't feel like they would have got it. So I didn't tell anyone, and I hated when people asked me about it because I didn't know, and I just didn't want people to pick it up. But you know, obviously they did because they bullied me for it. And yeah, I didn't want to sit close to the front of the room because I didn't want to be judged for sitting, you know, at the front of the room. But then I really needed to, because I couldn't see the board and I wasn't picking up all the information that I should have. You know, like I couldn't take any notes. Like I would rely on teachers reading out what they were writing. So actually not a lot, only some of my teachers would do that. As I would write on the board, they would read it. So I had to really rely on my memory to write down what they were saying, which was hard at times because, you know, some teachers, they would write it quite quickly and I couldn't keep up to what they were saying, so I'd miss a few words, and then my out of my book was like not what they said, but like so that was hard. And I got through it though. Like I got all the way to year 12, I did all my schooling, I didn't have to repeat at all any of my years. But yeah, I do think if I had been confident enough to go up to the teacher and say, hey, like I need some extra help, you know, can you write it out for me, or can I sit closer to the front of the room, I think I would have definitely done better than I did, especially in classes like math. you know how they write all like the symbols and stuff and all that, like all the equations and all that on the board, like on a blackboard 90% of the time. That was really hard for me, and I remember being in math and the teacher would be like, oh, you know, Caitlin, what's the answer to this? And I couldn't even read what it was to even know. Like I hadn't even had it written down, and because I couldn't even see it. So I was like, I would always be like, oh, I'm still working it out or something like that, or make up some sort of excuse like, I'm not sure, can you explain it again? But really, I can't see the equation, so I don't even know what you're asking me. So that was definitely hard, and I think that definitely affected my grades, because mathematics was one of my lowest grades. And like, I like numbers and all that sort of stuff. So I think if I had, you know, taken that step and said to my teacher, like, look, I can't see what you're writing on the board. And in mathematics, I did sit quite close to the front, because we had we were always sat in a certain order. I can't remember what, it might have been to do with our grades, which would have made sense because I was in the front. Yeah, so I was sat quite close. I think I was like row 2, but that still wasn't enough to be close enough to see it. So, yeah, that was hard. Now, I wish I did stand up and say, hey, like, I do need extra help, or, you know, something, because I think it would have helped me a lot. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm crying. But yeah, so that was difficult. And, oh, that's another thing. Like, a lot of people assume that when you get new glasses that your vision will be like, you know, sweet, your 20/20 vision, you've got new glasses, like, you're all good to go. But that's not the case at all. And especially for someone with nystagmus, like, your vision is never going to be perfect because your eyes are just constantly moving. And I feel my friends at school would be like, because I would copy from their notebook and they would see me doing it. And then when I would come to school with new glasses, they would be like, oh, you don't have to copy from my notebook anymore. Like, you can see the board, you've got new glasses. And I'm like, I wish it was that easy. Like, I seriously wish it was that easy, but it's not. Like, new glasses, yeah, it's a new prescription most of the time, but it's not enough to make it 20/20. Like, yeah, when I was a kid, my prescription always changed quite dramatically, which was probably not, that wasn't a good thing because it was getting worse. Like, my prescription had to get stronger and stronger. But now, the last, like, probably, maybe like last 5 years, my prescription hasn't changed that much. It's only been like a slight little adjustment, which is good, because that means my eyes aren't getting any worse. They're not getting any better, but they're not getting any worse. So that's pretty good. But yeah, like, seriously, that was hard. You know, people saying, oh, you know, you wear glasses, like, you should be able to see. No, it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. I wish my eyes could just be like better because I put on a new set of glasses, but no. It doesn't work like that, so yeah. But I think that's all. I wanted to talk about, but I really just wanted to get this off my chest. I don't tell people about my condition. It took me months to tell Rob, my partner, about my eyes, like, and he didn't even pick up on it, which is, that's a big thing. Like, people don't usually pick up on it, but I'm just so scared all the time that they are, and they are going to ask me about it. And yeah, that's hard. And I'm like, I have to think of like things that what I'm going to say and all this stuff, and it's hard. But yeah, so here I am telling my story. Also, shout out to Molly Burke. She really helped. I wish I found her earlier. I've only found her since she did that collaboration with James. I think my camera just turned off. I hope you got most of that. But yeah, shout out to Molly Burke. Like, she really helped me. She also has nystagmus, as well as her RP, what made her blind. But yeah, she did a video about nystagmus, and I was like, oh my god, like, she gets it. She knows what I'm going through. She actually refers to it as her dancing eyes, which I love. Like, that's perfect. That's what they are. They are, you know, dancing around, I guess, and I love that. So thank you, Molly Burke, for bringing that into my life. But yeah, that's the end of my video. I really hope you enjoyed. I don't know when I'm going to post this. I've been putting this video off for so long. Like, since I started YouTube, it was one of the first things that I wanted to film. And that was like, when did I start YouTube? Like March. So that was, yeah, quite a few months ago, and I still haven't filmed it until today. And I'll edit it and see how I go, and if I get brave, I'll post it. But yeah, that's it. So if you liked it, give it a like, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. See ya.